Okay, as you can see, we've got it here. It's the RG Astray red frame. Now, originally we thought this would be coming more towards the middle of the month because that's when the Obon holidays are here in Japan. But when I saw Bandai's updated website a few days ago, I noticed they had it being released on Saturday the 8th, which means we have it here. So let's open it up right now. Oh, look at that. I've already opened it up, of course, because I just couldn't wait. Allow me to show you some of these cool things here. Now, you can see that you've got this whole set of stickers that we've come to know that come with the RG, and this guy's got some pretty unique stickers in here, the likes of which we haven't seen before, although they are similar to the other real grades. We'll talk about those. Some of them will probably likely go on as we build, but some of them will have to wait until the end. Now here is the Advanced MS Joint 10, they call it, and you can see it is the RG frame that we all know and love. And it's molded in two colors. Now this isn't necessarily new because I think some of the previous RG frames, if you look close enough, the grays are slightly different. There are different colors in there too, but of course this is the first time we've seen this kind of color contrast. And I was told that they had to use some new techniques and kind of machining to get it this way. There's the A runner. We got pretty much all our white or grayish armor parts on here. Remember, we're going to have two tones at least when it comes to the white armor parts. And speaking of tones, here's the red armor, the DEF runner here, and it looks like they are all different colors here. They've kept them separate, so I'll put those over here. And then we've got the dark runner. This will be frame parts plus, of course, the shield, and then more white parts in the other part of the shield right here. The gray parts here are around the hips, and of course for the weapon we have the gold, and then we have that nice plated sword. So I'm pretty much ready to go and start building this, but give me a second just to set the camera up and make sure I've got a good angle. Alright, here we go. Here's the space in which I'm going to work. Hopefully you guys can see everything. I tend to move my hands quite a bit, so if I take it out of the shot, please forgive me. But I've already got the parts I need here. You can see here is the leg frame. What I tend to do when I start is just to carefully bend it, try to get all the joints kind of moving so that once the armor's on, it's not difficult to grab and then try to move. So let's kind of push this around a little bit here. This is meant to go this way. This is looking at the manual. Let's put this down here. Turn the foot down, and then this little peg here looks like kind of like a piston anyway. It goes kind of down here. Now I will need to make sure that this can move. There it goes. This part is the ankle. It's going to have that great flexibility, but if I don't get this piece moving before I start, it could cause me problems. So here we go, and now it's just a matter of, here we go, starting on the feet. So I'm going to drop this part into here. Now there's not, male female connection. It's actually kind of grooves on the sides here. This also will drop in from the top into the same grooves that the foot has. So let me make sure I got this lined up properly, and then very carefully. You might not be able to see it because of my big fingers, but I'm meant to drop that in there like so. Now this is interesting. I have these two black parts, and oftentimes when you have the feet in a real grade, they'll give you one part, but this I'm actually meant to put together from the two parts. So let's see if I can get this working properly here. This goes together like so. If it's facing the wrong way, it won't fit. So there it is. I got a gate mark I don't really like here. Let me trim that off. Generally I don't pay too much attention to gate marks when I do these kind of builds, but if it's blatantly obvious, I should probably take care of it, right? Put that on from the bottom, and then this piece will go on from the top. But I also need one more piece here. Let me see where it is. The front piece is right here. Sorry, let me drop that on first. It doesn't say which sequence it's supposed to go in, so I've put the bottom part on first so I can get a better idea of where I'm dropping this top part on from. It does have a groove. Now you can see the foot is finished, and you can see it actually bends this way and this way. In the middle as well, the toe kind of bends. So you're going to get like a lot of that crazy red frame articulation there just in that foot. So already it's looking pretty sweet. So now the foot's done. What I need to do now is start putting on I would say armor, but in this case I need to put on the red frame and then more red frame, and then finally, you know, that white part. So let's start with parts from the E runner. I'm grabbing these here. There is some undergating on this kit, but from what I've been able to determine so far from looking at it, it seems to be mostly on the white pieces and not on the red ones. So, you know, D, more red. I gotta keep that in mind. I'm gonna be picking up a lot of red parts, a lot of red runners. There's 3 of them. Okay, so I got my pile of parts here. Let's go ahead and slap these together. Oh, sorry, just as I said, I don't think there's undergates here. It is saying that there is one on this part here, so make sure I trim that off. Sorry, let's go. Now, this has a circle, you know, male-female connection, and then also a little slot there. So I gotta make sure that I line those up, both of them. Otherwise, this piece is never going to fit in the space it's meant for. So, oh, gate mark. Sorry, guys. Not an undergate. Sorry, it is a gate mark. There are not undergates on the red parts. I was jumping ahead of myself there. So is this lined up properly? Seems to be, and the top ones I will put on as well. These are actually, looks like quite easy to line up with the male-female connection, providing I do it properly here. So let's get that one, and then this one. And already you can see kind of the color separation in the leg here. So now this is the part with the undergates. Sorry, it was these parts, the white ones, like I had said. Make sure I trim these very carefully here. Some of the gates are rather small, and some of them, no. Some of them still fairly big. So let's get this undergate. One more here. Now on this next piece, D26, D is the biggest of the red runners, and here's the piece. I need a sticker. I noticed this already. Right here on that little circle, I am meant to put a sticker, and it's actually this little circle here. So I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to do my best to line it up. Looks okay to me. I'm not a stickler for perfection when I'm doing this in front of the camera, as everybody knows, as they're quick to point out. Okay, let's drop these on here. There we go. Now, going back to the D runners, sorry. What is E runner? E10 and E11. So, actually there are, I believe, I'll have to check, judging from how this looks here. It does appear to be a gate, undergate on this runner. Yeah, up near the top here. And here. So, here we go. Let me drive this in here. I might have reversed that. I better check to make sure. Nope, that's in there. There we go. I also need a small part from the C runner, which is the white here, so. And this is, of course, the back of the knee here. And this will pivot and move out of the way when you start bending your leg. Like so. It's kind of meant to like tuck up in there. Okay, so from there, you can see this is still part of the actual frame, the molded frame. I've added stuff to the side, but this line right here is all that RG frame. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I do need the white armor parts here. And the knee. I'll take this off. Here. One here too. Okay, this should be easy enough. Now, I have to make sure that I can drop this in here before pushing it in, because it's going straight at it, it's not going to work. So the manual has me like push it in this way. So what I'm going to do is actually bend it back a little bit. Maybe it'll give me a little bit more space to work, but push it in, and then I should be able to push it forward. So let's see here. That pops on. I will drop. Now I've got to get rid of these undergates here. Tiny one down here too. Okay, let's get this on here. Like so. Almost looks like it's finished. That popped in there nicely. And a couple more parts, of course. So actually it has me do the ankle armor first, so let me get those parts. Start with these two grayish parts. Off-white, I guess it would be. And part from the E runner up here. Okay, so this piece will go on first. There are a couple circles meant to drop in here. It should sit on there like that. And then there's these tiny little pegs here. That's where I'm going to put these on. Ooh, yuck. That's not a good one, is it? Checking my nubs. Okay. Trying to line up something I can hardly see. Is that right? There he goes. There we go. And you can see that the that sticker part there, if you needed to, you'd be able to pull this back and put the sticker on then, but they have you put it on earlier than that. So that's my leg here. So let's continue on. You would normally build the second leg, of course. So this is going to come off here. There we go. This is going to be the one leg, and I've actually, cheated. Sorry, I cheated. And I built the other leg before I turned on the camera just because thought it would be easier. But I'm not going to turn off the camera now. I'm going to continue on with the next part, but I'm going to first kind of gently get an idea of what we have for articulation here. It does seem like the ankle armor might want to pop off if I'm not careful. There's not a lot of motion there, but that might be good because there's a lot in the foot here. So this is what it looks like, kind of all bent up here. That's pretty good. So I'm going to move these to the side because I don't need them right now. What I do need is going to come from, oh shoot. Sorry guys, looks like I forgot one tiny part here. My bad. I was all excited to continue on with the build and forgot that I needed just the last little step here. Might as well show that to you too. Okay, so I've got this piece and this piece. It's pretty easy to line up. You just have to go from the underside here and push them together, right? And let me look on here, make sure there's no undergates I need to worry about. Nope. So let's put this part on the top. Push it in there. It should sit right on there. This gap is okay. Now, this will go right up here. There you go. Now it's complete. There you go. Let's move on. What I was going to do before is going to the skirt. So the skirt does look similar to other RGs, but I won't know if that's the case or not until I actually start moving it and putting it together. It definitely doesn't have the front part here. Like some RGs, this piece will be this edge will be the same as here. That's not the case. So I just turn this one, and I don't have to worry about this part right here. So let's get the first part. See, number 5. Grab that. And let's see here, undergates. These tabs are supposed to flip the other direction before you put this piece on here, so I'm sure I could do that after if I wanted to. A7. Undergates here as well. I guess I should go in expecting undergates on most of the white parts. Okay, so with that I just need E12. Let's find this thing right here. I've only built master grade red frames, so it's the first time I've seen the 1/144 scale parts, and I'm kind of surprised at the size. I shouldn't be, but I am. We'll put that on there like that. That's simple enough, so I get to repeat the process for the next one. The other side. There's this little tiny edge here. Of course, in this scale, it's going to be really small. You have to be careful. If you're not careful with your nippers, you might cut that off or bend it off. Try to avoid doing that if you can. And there we go. Okay, so here you go. Drop that on there. Drop that on there. This is really easy. Oftentimes when you're building front skirts for the RGs, it'll be really difficult to kind of line that post up as you squeeze in, sandwich these things from both sides. Not a problem on this one. Thank goodness. So let's continue on. I got A9 and I got E6. This E6 runner is going to be gone really soon. Some of the gates are kind of difficult to get to, so you might have to leave some gate on there, and as you start, take it off and then cut it afterwards. So this is going to go on from the bottom, probably like this, and we'll kind of just push up around there, sit in there while you drop this piece on from the top. But yeah, see, check for undergates, check for undergates. It's an RG we're working on. Okay, so here we go. This is going really smoothly, really quickly anyway, and I probably shouldn't be surprised given the design of the Astray red frame. There we go. C number 6. Tough angle. Okay, so putting this on first here. And make sure I line it up properly. Thinking it's on there like that, even though there's a gap there. follow that up with this one. There you go. So that's finished, and it doesn't have me do anything yet because I've got to build arms and then torsos. So I'm just going to keep going. We're making good time here. So let's look at the articulation here now. This is where it gets different. On the previous RGs, I wish I had the frame here to show you. They're all linked up, like in the leg, and you kind of bend the knee and things slide around. With this one, it's actually molded in different sections. This is where all this new, what they're talking about, engineering came into. They pivot here, here, and here, and they're not really connected. So if I move this end of the arm, the wrist, nothing else moves in here. And if I move the elbow, nothing else moves. It's totally unlinked, which is quite different from all the previous RGs. So now that I've got that, I can go back to my beloved E-Runner. Poor guy, he's going to be gone. It's going to be the first one finished. And 25 and 24. Let's find those ones. Both arms are kind of the same. Like there's no difference in this parts anyway. 25 and 24 will be used on the left arm as well. Drop that in there like this. Now, if I got this right, I should be able to put this around here, but I do see a little bit of a leftover gate here that I kind of want to get out of the way. That way I know I'm doing it properly, hopefully. Okay, here we go. Put that in there, put this on over top. Like so. Looks pretty sexy to me. Okay, this next piece is going to be small. Pretty small, yeah? Too small for you? Let's see if I can help you out. If it starts to get blurry, that's my fault. Okay, and a 4. Now there's 2 of them, so I'm building the right arm. I want this part. I chose this one because there will be no gate mark on the side. That should be facing the front if I do it properly. So this goes on first. Interesting. It has to slide in there. It has to kind of drop in there and hook around these sections. Yeah, that's what I want. Maybe. Maybe not. Like that. Double checking my gate marks. Okay. There we go. It's on there. 4 and 5. I keep going back to this runner. I thought I'd be using the D runner first. There we go. That's 5. That's 4. And yeah, we got an undergate on this red piece here. And right here. So, if we're still pointed this way, this is meant to, nope, D20, let's get that while we're at it. We'll do everything at once. Again, these D parts are very small. Starting to accumulate undergates. Okay, so we're going to drop this part on. That gap's got to be at the top. Really? This is the inside of the elbow right in there. It won't bend as well if you don't have it lined up properly. Now, this part is meant to go here, if I'm correct. And this part is meant to go here like this. Like that. And then I can just grab cover for the hands. That seems easy enough. All right. There's an arm, and I'll just move that over there, and we'll just keep going. Get on in here. Get this thing out of here. Pull that off. We're just repeating the same process, remember guys, so no worries, right? This should be easy enough. I'm still amazed by, you get a lot of articulation, you don't have to worry about straining anything in here. Sometimes I know people who have kind of bent their RG arm and had something stress in there and break, and you might not know about it because it's covered up by all that armor, right? First things first. This should go fairly quickly. I actually practiced on an RG last night in preparation for this. I knew it was coming, so I built an RG Destiny last night. Just kind of playing around, getting ready, hyping myself up. It worked, by the way. I was really excited when I came in this morning. We went to the Anime Expo and we did see, in Los Angeles, we did see the RG Astray red frame on display. And they had a date of the 15th as well, which kind of threw us off, but here we are. It'll be interesting to see how quickly people take to making, you know, the Gundam Build Fighters version of this thing, the Sengoku Astray. I imagine some people might already be planning on doing one of those kit bash type things. Okay, looks good so far. I do need one part of the white armor. And I'll take the hand part while I'm here. They do give me quite a few extra hands, but I won't worry about those right now. Pop it on here, working out of order, don't care. Okay, now, the last couple parts off the E-runner, here we go. Right. And I might as well take out this piece when it comes to building the torso. I'll have it ready. I'll put that right there, and that's it for that runner. Not bad. So getting these out of here. These undergates work really well on that this piece anyway. So we're gonna drop that on here. Should make sure I'm lining it up. So if I don't, at the very end, I'm going to embarrass myself here, so. Yeah, I had it right the first time. Okay. Shoot, no I didn't. I was going to say, it's not quite working the way I wanted it to. I spun this thing around in my hand a couple of times. That's what I want. There I go, look at that arm. I'll get that. That's a flex pose right there. He's flexing. He's flexing. Okay. Enough of that. That's cool. Let's keep going. It's the torso now. So back to the B runner. Be very careful here. This little piston here, it's attached to the runner by a gate, and that's it. It will move as soon as you cut it. You can see the neck joint is molded on there as well. That's cool. The neck armor. Don't cut that piston. I'm going to cut there though. Come back to that. So I got this, and I need to try to get in here. Remove that. move the pistons up if I need to. That's cool. Get in there, cut that. Am I satisfied with that cut? Not really. We'll do it again. Okay, so now that I've got that, what they want me to do is put these pistons down here, tuck them out of the way, and then these parts are going to bend forward like so. Of course, we've seen this before in the other RGs. D17. I do love the detail on the red parts on the Astray red frame, and they look really good here on the real grade. So pushing this in here, snug like that, there's his back. Oh, now things are already different. Look at that. That's it for the torso. Really? Not quite, but almost. So I'll tell you what I'm talking about here. I need this part. This kind of goes around the shoulder, and the gate was kind of tough to get at, but there is no undergate, so I should clean that off a little bit. So with this piece here, what I'm meant to do is actually take my right arm and put it through. So once I put it through, it kind of should be sitting on here like that, I believe. Once I've done that, I have to connect it to my frame, sorry, this way. So let's hopefully push it all the way in. This seems to move around. Probably it's meant to move around because it has to have all that, you know, flexibility. So let's try this again the second time with the other side. Okay, so it says this piece is meant to be like this. Put my arm in, like so. And again, it's just sitting here, probably because I have to put these shoulders on afterwards, but I then connect it like this, right? Then bend them, and now I've got the arms on already. Usually you build the torso, then you put the arms on and bend it back in, and they're, you know, the connection is hidden in there and you're done. You can drop the shoulders on, or sometimes you even do the shoulders before that, but I've already, you know, got that guy on here. Need this piece I cut off first, and a few pieces for like the hatch. So let me grab those right now. I need G114. Yeah, this looks like a hatch, doesn't it? There's the hatch. F13. Okay. F finally, that's why I'm getting confused. I'm finally getting to this red thing. This is the smallest runner. It's the F1. Oh, now I use it, eh? Okay. Cut those off. Here we go. Here we go. Man, that's small. And D1. Right down here. Man, that's small. Potential for disaster if I cut that incorrectly, so grab this in here like this, I imagine. Already I see a little bit of gates, and there's a specific end on here I'm supposed to watch for. This part is rounded, this is kind of angled, so the angled edge has to face out, so I put it here like so. It's not making that noise I want it to. Man, it's really small. Let's do it. Sorry about that. Somebody knocked on my door. I gotta do some real work around here. I did get in there. It snapped in place here. So now I'm just going to flip it up over top like that in there. And then I will drop this on from the top. So let's make sure I got the angle correct on this one. And it is meant to snap in as well. Let's hopefully we get in there properly. Man. I have this fear that if I put too much pressure on it, it will break. There it is. There it goes. So it can open like this, right? and then also pivot out. That's kind of cool, right? And now I can just slide that in here like that. It's looking Astray-y already, right? Okay, so let's get some more parts here. I need 12 and 13. Ooh. And I need these H runner now. I showed you before, but I'll show you again. That's the H runner. Like, look how small it is. So I need 1 and 2, and there are undergates on these, so I gotta watch myself, check myself before I wreck myself. Wreck my Gundam anyway. Number 1 is on that side, number 2 is on this side. Let's look for these undergates they mentioned. Oh wow, small, tiny undergates. Probably get away with not cutting that one, but I will anyway. So with this thing here, my first order of business is to put on this part here, and it has to slide up onto this peg here from this angle. So we're going at a diagonal from below up and on. And it feels like it got on there, but if my angle is not correct, there it goes. It won't go on all the way, and if I push it, it will stress. So that's bad. Once that's on, I can take this part and this tab here will fit into this slot here, I'm guessing. So let's give it a try. Seemed to work. Okay. Looks good to me. I'm going to move this arm out of the way because, you know, I'm super flexible. Here we go, here we go. Oh, that was easy. And line up the tab, and away we go. And you can see that little piston underneath there. That's kind of cool. So I'll fold these down so they're out of the way right now. From there, I'm going to work on the bottom of the torso, so maybe I need the last of the H parts. And they are both the same, they're both designated H3, so don't worry about which side goes on which, just bring them down. I do need, what is it, C3 here. C3 and A11. So A11, where are you, bro? A18, sorry. It's red. I expected a white one, but it's red. So with these pieces here, what I gotta do is make sure I got the right angle here. This one should slide in, be recessed a tiny bit in there. Slides in a little bit, plugs into the front of the torso right here. Like that. It's kind of odd to hold it and feel this piece moving around. Usually things are pretty secure. And that goes there, and this goes here. So, man, it looks like I'm almost finished this thing. Well, of course I got the top to work on, so. D16, come to me. Oop. D16 and A19. A19 was this red bar. Weird that it's on this runner and not the other ones. I guess the color is slightly different, or they didn't have enough space. I don't know. Maybe they're planning on extra kits and they decided to do it this way. So this goes like this onto here, like so, then drops down onto here. So there it is, just like that. So far so good. It hasn't said that I need to put any like more stickers on, or if it did I missed it, but no, I'll go back over it afterwards when I'm putting stickers on to make sure. This tiny piece, and this is, I would say, very famous armor piece. So I'll put this tiny part on first. Slides on like so. The angle's kind of difficult with this here, but you don't really have a choice. You need to put it on after. So that's just the way it has to be. Put this on here, and you can see the little red area in there. That's very prominent in the MG and PG as well. And now I have some parts to put on for the back here. So I F6 and F7. These are quite long. These two parts here. First things first is to drop that down below and then plug it in. There you go, there's the back. So I gotta turn the page in my manual here. This does look like I'm getting pretty close to, you know, the end, as you would say, but I do have to build the shoulders. So first one is the right shoulder. I need these two parts. Like that, and this red here. Looks like maybe this runner was molded out of a different plastic, a little bit harder, probably because it has to handle joint parts, you know, these connections and whatnot. So, like this. What am I doing here? You gotta plug in like, did I get the wrong part? Bear with me. It's quite possible I just cut off the wrong part here, so, or else I just put it on the wrong way. Stuffed it in the first hole I saw, he said. There you go, like that. C18, which is this part here. And, sorry, and a big part from the A runner, A5, and there are undergates here, so I will need to get those out of the way. A little bit of detail in there for when you start your panel lining. RGs always look amazing, especially when you panel lined and stickered them all. They give you so much detail on such a small model. Okay, so this piece is going to go on. Oh, look at that gate mark. Not an undergate, just a sloppily cut one. This one should go from this side. And this one drops on from the top. There we go, and I can just put it onto my guy. Stays quite well and pushes right up against this piece here, so now this piece is not loose. That is good. So we're gonna repeat this process. Give me a second. All right, got those. Let's see if I can do it correctly this time. There's a possibility that I don't, but you know, it's a model. You can make mistakes. There we go. So I need the one part over here. Probably don't need to do this, but I will anyway. Just motoring along here. Here we go. Dropping these on here like so. That looks pretty awesome, but you know, we have to connect this guy to the body. So a lot of times you kind of use this part first, like you would connect it in here and then play around with it. This one is, you know, not quite so, it seems. So in the manual it's like this, and I'm meant to first of all turn these up. How does that work? Just here? Ah, a little bit different from what I'm used to. Just turn the white parts up like this, right? Then you'll make the side skirts. You actually put the side skirts on here before putting it all together. So I do need some parts here, 14 and 13. There's 13. There's 14. Okay, here we go. So make sure I'm looking at it the right way. There should be oh, it should be down. Look at that. This is why I can't have nice things. So let's turn it all the way around. I almost had it the wrong way. So 14 goes on this side. 13 on this one. But I think that I had the facing the wrong way. All these little edges I'm supposed to watch. Just getting me confused here. Right, put that on there, turn it down. Okay, cool enough. And you do have a lot of range of motion like this too. That is cool. And you'll turn this way as well, and these will pivot up as well. So those hips are going to be getting out of his way. So I'm going to take everything back in the shot here. Can I back it up for you guys? And first things first, so let us put the legs on. No snapping as they go in, they just slide in. Looks good to me, wow! That's kind of cool. Man, that's crazy. Okay, and next, I'm going to drop this down. Like this side first. Drop it on there. This is where I find out if I had the angle wrong or not. If it goes in or not. Maybe I had the angle right before. Man, you're trying me here. Pop that off. Pop that off. We're going to try a little experiment here. It could possibly be that I've got this gate mark here that looked like a tab. Sorry guys. It's really hard to get at. Sometimes I wonder, like, they spend all this time making this amazing looking thing with all these parts. They leave one gate mark that's in a ridiculous position. So how am I supposed to do that? Okay, so that might have been the issue. So if I just drop it on here. Yeah, it didn't snap, but it clicked in, so it was just that nub, that's all. Like so, and I can drop this on here like this, push it all the way in, snap. There you go. There he is. Looks pretty awesome, eh? Well, you know, of course, he needs a head. So that is the next order of business. Let me zoom in. where I'm going to be working, right in here. And let's just keep going because this is just crazy awesome. So, A17. Likely this is going to be this piece here. We're going to have to do some stickering. So, that will take some time, I'm sure. A little bit anyway. Grab these side parts. Very small gates here. So first things first, we just put all this together. It's hard to see where these are supposed to be. That tab is meant to be right in here, that's my guess. There's a secondary tab, but it doesn't actually fit anything. It's more like a ledge. Kind of just holds things. And that's a tiny gate mark here might cause a problem. Whoop. Like that. Okay. There's my head. And I'm going to be doing sticker parts now. Okay, yay. So, where's this part? A21. So you are given a choice like the other real grades, but instead of using your choice of like 1 sticker or 3 stickers, you're given a choice between 2 stickers or 4 stickers. So I'm still going to do it the easy way here, and I'm going to grab these guys here, and this is small, so it is meant to go. I know you guys can't really see it, but I should try to show you anyway, right? It's meant to go right here. And now the other side. Of course, it's meant to go right here. Putting green on green here. Green and black on green. I am kind of satisfied with that. I'll adjust if I need to. But that is tiny. That is tiny. And while I've got the small parts out here, speaking of, I got a tiny little face to put on here, so put the face on. Just gotta go around the chin just the right way. Maybe I need to do the eye first. Maybe I should do that. I'm trying to move too quick here at the very end. So, drop the eye part on there. Try to slide the face mask in there as well. Ah, yeah, okay. Crazy. And if you line up the stickers properly, those tiny little eyes should be underneath this white forehead. So I see them in there. I'm going to say mission is a success, and I'm going to continue on. So more tiny parts. C4. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I know which part I'm supposed to be grabbing, but shouldn't be rushing. This goes in from below. I remember having problems kind of with this on the PG, a perfect grade, because it's meant to pop off when you're playing around with the LED. So I don't have to worry about that with this guy. I can just kind of lay it in there. But don't push in too hard here, because the curvature of this piece means that it will bend and you might stress it without knowing. So that would be the worst case scenario. You don't want to do that. Okay. How do we want to do this? You go in here. And we'll drop it on the top. And then we just need that V fin. And you need to have this kind of pushed in at the right angle so this can drop down on top of it. Otherwise it will push out that mask piece and you won't have it lined up properly. So fortunately I avoided that. And D3. Push this on here. Hopefully it's a little sturdier than the PG one as well. Oh wow, that's really strong. It goes right in there. All right, here we go. Popping you on, buddy. But I can tell already I missed a piece. It goes in the back. I missed a frame here. So I need this piece here. This piece here. And this piece here. You know, I've handled this runner enough and I've seen this piece and I know I'm gonna need it. But I skipped that part. So the question becomes, can I get it in? Hee before dropping all these parts on, or do I have to do some disassembly? It looks to me like disassembly is the answer. Sorry people, let's back this up a little bit. Easy enough to pop that off, right? So maybe I was just so excited about the face. So put this in here. It looks like it's meant to go. How do you want it to go? Down below here, maybe? It just kind of sits in there, like so. And then slide it onto the back here, like that. There you go. See? No harm, no foul, right? These definitely will hold these side parts on better now too. So, I'm going to take this off if possible. And do this back in the correct order. So, putting this on. No problem. Slide this in here. Goes on like that. And right back to where we were. There you go. Nice. See, there you go. That's how it's supposed to be. Dropping that on there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm the new Star G. You can call me Red. But I'm not ready because, look, I got a naked back here. So let's not get too excited yet. D15. 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 There we go. G19 and G20. So let's just get all the G runner parts off here. I think I might need another D part. I like the backpack on the red Astray as well. I think it's really, really cool. I can see why people really like this mobile suit. Okay, so with this piece here, I have these tiny, tiny things. Similar to how you would put some, thrusters. So let's just drop that in there like so. These can, I'm imagining, pivot a little bit if you need them to, the way they're sitting in there. Although I don't think they'll move too far. So in here, I apply this red part here. Like that. And then I can just close it up. That's so small. Okay, back to the F runner. I need these two parts. So we will put these in here. It's supposed to go at an angle, but you don't have to, they will turn, so don't worry about that angle too much. Just get them in there. There they are. and then you can adjust them as you go, but I'm going to grab these two beam sabers. I'm going to grab, you're given 4 of these beam saber handles. 2 of them do not have the little tab that will fit into the hands, and 2 of them do. So for this backpack, I don't want to have those little tabs on there. I want those to be kind of invisible, and I will use those when I'm building extra hands and he's holding his weapon. That's some nasty gauge though. Come on. Put that on there like so. And the other one. Not there. Oh yeah. Thought I was doing this quickly, and I'm just taking my time on these. Sorry guys. It's a glaring gate mark on such a perfect kit, so I gotta get on it. And with that done there, I can just snap it onto his back. Here we go. And there's his backpack. Okay, so the suit itself is done. I'm gonna just put it here. We'll show it after. I'm gonna continue on because we got some guns to build. And of course, that most awesome sword. So I'm going to try and go through these fairly quickly here because I'm probably running out of time and or tape. So hopefully we can make it. Let's see what we can do. 822. Wow, that's really small. Can you see it? Okay, it's right here. Now it's meant to sit inside of this piece. I have to lay it in there, and this actually, instead of using a sticker for the sight, the optic, the scope, they're using this tiny piece, and if you are not careful, it'll pop out and pop out and pop out. It actually sits right in there. So grab the handle, drop that in there, but be careful because if I push too hard, then the green part I just put in will pop out. So can I seal this up? Yes, I can. No harm done. Looks good. And G1, G8 and 11. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's cool. That's cool, and that's the gun. Let's move on to the next part. Making good time here, I think. No undergates on the weapons, it seems. So there is the shield along with this part here. Put these together. Like that. And get these parts. Okay, so yeah, that's the shield we recognize from the MGs and the PG most definitely. The PG shield is a monster. Okay, so let's get the handles. And this one wants to go back to the B runners. Often they don't go back to this piece in some of the kits now, but this guy does. So let's put that in here. It says it's supposed to fit, so here we go. Oh yeah, that's what it's like. Gotta say, I was probably a little bit too aggressive on that. Now, sorry, I'm just going to drop in here because, you know, that's what I do, right? And I'm going so quick. But it says that I need a sticker in there first. I'm like, what? So sticker number 42. Where is this thing? I'm thinking it's this one. It's one of the foils. I love the sticker sheet. Yeah, I got that. Okay, cool. I am meant to put it in here. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that I got it right. Look, it goes right in there, right beside the area where you're gonna put this piece. So it's, if you didn't put it in properly, you'll never get that sticker in. And when you drive this piece in, your ability to see that sticker is a little bit diminished. Right, as expected. Okay, so get in there. Okay, I don't necessarily think that's correct. So it says that these edges are the same. They're just the same size. So maybe I have to push this in as far as I can go. And then plug it in. That's better. That's snap. And that sticker is in there. You probably can't see it with the way the camera is, but it is in there. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna build a sword. It's probably my favorite part. I do need these pieces here, so except for the handle. I think the handle's ridiculous. I think the sword looks great, but the handle does not. That's not proper fittings for a Japanese sword. So here we go. G123. All right. So we put on this is called a tsuka. It's called a tsuba. This is the tsuka. So I'll put on the tsuba. This is called kashira. Let's put that on here too. Like this. Okay, and now I have to get the blade. Now on the PG, there was a little signature on the handle of the blade, which was kind of cool. I'm going to zoom in here, and you're probably not going to be able to see this, and it might even blur, but I want to try. Okay, you are getting the signature there. You probably can't see it. It says Kiku Ichimanji. You're getting the Kiku Ichimanji sword. When I was looking at this before, I thought, oh my god, like, you can see this wavy line. I don't know if you can or cannot. It all depends on the angle I am able to get this at. There you can kind of see maybe. It's on a real sword, it's really difficult to see too unless you get proper lighting. We don't really have that. This wavy line is called hamon. And that's how they, when they're forging these swords, the hamon is actually a harder steel, and then they will put the clay on before they put it in the oil or the water to harden it, and how they put this clay on is how the hamon is determined. Now this is what's called wavy. If it was straight, it would be called tsububa, but it's not. It's got this wavy midare, or maybe it would be called, but I don't think Bandai really had too much in mind when it came to how much detail they were giving the sword, so they just put the hamon on it. Hamon, you know, there's no yokote or anything in there, but it's awesome. Sorry, I'm getting nerding out here. So let me plug this in. There you go, and it fits in there like so. And now I need the saya, which is the thing that kind of just stores it, right? You gotta carry it around somehow. You can't carry around a sharp blade. That's just ridiculous. So I got that. Back to the D-runner, I grab these parts. No undergates, but I don't think it needs it. Like so. Okay, so yeah, let's just put these together. this on the end to hold it while I start putting these other pieces on. So, like that. Like that. Right. And then I can, sorry guys, I zoomed in way too much. I should have pulled back. Sorry. Basically, you have one white part for each side and the same one red part for each side in this end. So, yeah, it went together that easily, like this, right? But I do have to put the end on it. Sorry, guys. Probably it was just a big blur at that stage, right? My apologies. Okay, there we go. Put it in here. Now it just makes the sword look absolutely enormous. Enormous. So, what I still have left to do, of course, are, you know, a couple hands. I can make more hands, and they give me even the grabbing hands here as well. I'm going to put those together after I turn off this camera, and then we'll get to photographing this guy. So, for now, I'm going to declare the straight build of the Astray red frame as complete. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool, and it's a good way to end, I think. So we'll show this guy, of course, on Gunpla TV, and we'll get the pictures up. And there you go.